Hello YouTube, this is Demar1079 and happy Christmas Eve. When the time I'm recording this is going to go up Christmas Eve. By the time I'm recording this, it is the 22nd. And for me, I am doing a concept that I had heard from the Porthole podcast that I don't know why it took me now to watch this episode for the umpteenth time for it to actually click. A what if scenario between a what if scenario of what if Bismarck actually had topped off before it broke out into the Atlantic to the Denmark Straits. Supposedly, what I'm hearing from this, I'll put a link down to the description down below, and you can go watch the full episode yourself and hear the theory that Ryan Szymanski, a curator for Battleship New Jersey, I can't remember the other guy, sorry if you ever hear this one day, but the Naval Institute, they said, what if Bismarck had enough fuel, even though with it being contaminated and everything, and they had a little bit more fuel than what she did have, and she ran into two battleships, Texas and New York, that were out in the Atlantic. One was going out, one was coming in for neutrality patrol. So, the scenario is, what if Bismarck went a little bit further and ran in, because they saying that on her course she was going to run into them. So this is a scenario, I guess, that she does run into them. Sadly, since I'm playing by myself, I cannot give actual Texas in here, which I know Battleship Texas is a little bit better than Battleship New York. If you would like to see this again, if this video does well, I will do it a reverse to where I'm actually playing with Texas and New York versus Bismarck. Because my Bismarck is fully upgraded, these two are not. So, let's just get into it and see what you think. It's going to be in the open ocean like all are, because most of them usually are. It's just, I'm just not done like the Argyle Strait, where it's too like old, like the two Fuso class battleships versus old Pearl Harbor surviving battleships like West Virginia, North Carolina, and all of them. General quarters. Yeah, and pretty much is like maybe that if Bismarck sees them, since they say she's under radio silence, she doesn't know maybe Churchill, in the meantime after Hood was sunk and Bismarck got away, that maybe this Churchill has convinced Roosevelt to maybe put a little bit more pressure on him to go to war with Germany or something. And if, since they did here, they said there have been cases where German units have fought against American units, but they haven't gone to war yet, but even though the ships had a scuffle. They're thinking it might have been World War II would have came a lot sooner if, say, Bismarck maybe sunk Texas and New York. So, and then they think, and also the Japanese wouldn't have declared war on us or attacked Pearl Harbor, because now more battleships are going into the Atlantic, the aircraft carriers are going into the Atlantic, so maybe they can solidify, I guess, their power more in their region of the Pacific and not have to deal with us for, I guess, the time being. Granted, since Bismarck lost some oil and she has a hole in her side, I'll go 3/4 speed, so it'll slow down. She will not be at full power. Now that I think of it.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
Already a bar pretty much of health is gone, and Bismarck can shoot at range. Even her secondary guns will be able to open up here fairly soon. But we'll see. Will the two aging battleships, since they said the New York class are the second oldest in the fleet, we'll see if this is good or bad for them. see here. Secondary gun should be open fire now. Surprised the secondary gun's on the other side. Yeah, now they're opening fire. I guess I'm giving them a better arc of fire.
Enemy heavily damaged.
There goes that one. So now that Bismarck is taken care of, let's say that one's New York, this is Texas, right here, so... And yes, granted, it would be a lot better simulation if I actually had people with actually skill instead of AI, I know, but sadly I don't have any. Maybe I might be able to get one of my friends to... And that I'm talking to my buddy Driven again, that he's back hanging about. Maybe I can get him to play New York as I play with Texas, since I own the ship, and we'll just go up against an AI Bismarck. There we go. At this range, like this, even though Bismarck, yes, she's been wounded, she's got a hole, she's not at full power, she's still able to keep up and basically tear apart 14-inch gun older US dreadnoughts. But to be fair, they're not doing that much of a bad damage to Bismarck, but modern 15-inch guns against their older armor, of course, not good. Fairly well, actually. Bismarck had done better. The Bismarck has actually done better against, granted, it's 2 ships versus the 10, the 5, and the 3 that Yamato went against in those videos, which I recommend go checking those out. Those have done very well, and I thank you for that. But pretty much, there's that simulation. Like I said, if this video does well, or if I can get my buddy on here, I will do the reverse team to where we're fighting a Bismarck as a Texas and New York, and we'll see how that goes. So look forward to that one maybe, but I hope you'll have a great rest of your day. Well, first off, I want to thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit that bell to notify you anytime that I post a video or go live. And please leave your comments down below and tell me, what do you think would actually have happened with, let's see, Texas and New York. Texas is actually known for her gunnery, so that means probably New York has also probably gotten the gunnery training that the Texas has gotten. Texas has gotten now modern with ballistic tanks, and so is New York at this stage in their lives. So let me know, do you think a well more trained, rested, that it hasn't been in combat like the Bismarck had been, that's not damaged, would have done better in the real world? Let me know, and like I said, I'll put a link down in the description below for that podcast so you can hear the idea itself and everything that I might have missed to say. But again, hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next one, and have a Merry Christmas Eve.